What's going on, everyone? Today's objective, I can use scale drawings. All right, so a scale drawing or a scale model is used to represent an object that is too large or too small to be drawn or built at actual size. For example, something like a blueprint is going to be a popular scale model. We're not going to draw the entirety of a house or an apartment. What we're going to do is we're going to shrink it down to dimensions that will fit, let's say, a desk or a table or something like that. But we're going to make sure that all the walls, doors, windows, everything like that is drawn to scale. The scale is determined by the ratio of a given length on the drawing or model to its corresponding length on an object. So for example, a popular one that we could see is 1 inch is equal to 3 feet. So let's say if this is a room that we're drawing, well, every 3 feet is going to be represented by 1 inch, or 1 centimeter is equal to 2 millimeters. Just random examples that I'm giving you. All right, so let's dive right into an example using the skills that we already have. Suppose a model of a dragonfly has a wing length of 4 centimeters. If the length of the insect's actual wing is 6 centimeters, what is the scale of the model? All right, so we're going to see what the scale of our model is going to be. So let us write out our ratio. You know, I like to write my ratios in words, so let's write this out in words. So this is going to be we could do either one. Let's do model over actual. So it says, suppose a model of a dragonfly wing has a length of 4 centimeters. Okay, so 4 centimeters. If the length of the insect's actual wing is 6 centimeters, so the actual is 6, what is the scale of the model? Okay, so they gave us those values. So it's going to be both represented in centimeters. So 4 centimeters to 6 centimeters is equal to, well, the other part of our model is, well, I guess we're going to say 1 centimeter to some unknown amount of centimeters. Or we're going to use this to find whatever our scale is going to be. All right, so we have our proportion already set up. Let's go ahead and let's use our cross product. All right. So I'll drop my units for now. 4 times x is going to be 4x. 6 times 1 is going to be 6. Let's solve. Divide 4 by both sides. We'll get that x is equal to 1.5. So the scale in this case, for the model to the actual, we could say that 1 centimeter, which we see here in our model, is equal to 1.5 centimeters, which is going to be our actual. All right, so that would be considered our scale. For every 1 centimeter, the actual is 1.5 centimeters. So, for example, let's say if one part of our model of the dragonfly is 5 centimeters, well, the actual size of the dragonfly would be 5 times 1.5, which I believe would be about 7.5 centimeters. All right. It'll also bring us to talking about scale factor. So scale factor is a ratio of a length on a scale drawing or a model to the corresponding length on the real object, and can only be possible if the scale model and the actual have the same units. All right. So that's how we'll have scale factors. All right. So there's this one. So remember, we said that they must have the same units. The blueprint of a skateboard ramp shows that its length is 11.4 inches. If the scale on the blueprint is 1 inch is equal to 6 feet, what is the length of the actual skateboard ramp? Okay, so same as before, let's write our ratio in words first. So we have the, looks like blueprint and actual. So I'll write those two out. You could write model to actual if you'd like. I'll write blueprint just because that's the word they're using. Blueprint to actual. All right, so the blueprint of a skateboard ramp shows that its length is 11.4 inches. So 11.4 inches. We are not given the actual. So that would be X inches. All right, but we are given this right here. We're given that 1 inch is equal to 6 feet. All right, so if 1 inch is equal to 6 feet, well, then I know that that blueprint is going to be my 1 inch. And I want my units to be the same because I'm trying to figure them out in inches. So 6 feet in inches. Well, I know that there's 12. I know that there's 12 inches in a foot. And I know I'm going to have to multiply 12 times 6, which is going to be 72 inches. So this represents our 1 inch to 6 feet. 1 inch to 6 feet, except I just changed our units. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's use our cross product. Let's solve, and let's find out what the length of the actual skateboard ramp is. So x times 1 is just going to be, well, 1x, or I could just call it x. 11.4 times 72. Let's break open a calculator for it. Times 72 is 820.8. And that's inches. So if we wanted to know the length of it in feet, well, if I take that 820.8, and I'll show this right here. If I take this 820.8 and I want to get this back into inches, I could divide it by 12, and I'll end up with 68.4 feet. All right, so that's one way we can go about solving that using our proportion, just like we have done before. Another method would actually be, let's say if we took that scale. So if I know that the length is 11.4 inches, and I'm given that 1 inch is equal to 6 feet, well, what would happen if I multiply that 11.4 by 6? Well, 11.4 times 6, I should really write like this, is 68.4 feet. So if the scale is given to you like that, you could use either method. Just make sure that the method that you're using makes sense. Okay, we're always going to take a look back and make sense of our answers. All right, and there it is.